Fucked the man in like 2009. It was horrible. Went to Bureau Bar night. Corey was there hosting. This was not too long ago. Went to Bureau Bar. I get there, party. I get nice and tipsy. I order the first step. This is a white girl. The bitch played me and left, right? Yeah. So I'm standing outside. I got Corey out there, Willie, everybody out there waiting for me, waiting for my lift. Yeah. Who pull up? Nick did. Goddamn. And guess what I did? Got in. Hey, how you doing? He like, don't I know you? No. Absolutely. He kept looking in the back in the rear view mirror. I moved to the other side. You ain't gonna keep staring me up and down because you would never taste this coochie again. But Nick with the bad dick on my mama. Nick with the bad dick. Nick with the bad dick. They know who you is, Nick.
Right. Yo. Nigga, no. It was a dude that I used to date in grammar school. You know when you go with somebody in grammar school and you be like, ooh, your friends be like, ooh, you like him? I think he like you too. Then all of a sudden, like 3 days later, y'all go together. Like, nobody talks about that shit. Y'all just go together. Yeah. So this nigga, his name was Nathaniel. I'll never forget that shit. And like, we broke up because I moved to the suburbs. So obviously, we can't go together because I'll never see you. Yeah. Fast forward, all these years later, I'm like 24 at fucking, it's closed now, but it's over there by Bureau Bar. Yeah. Everybody was up in there. Fuck it. What was the club? It's by Reggie's. God damn it. Okay. No, it wasn't. Everybody was going there. It was busting. It's closed. And I was so surprised that it's closed because it was right there on 22nd. But, because it was like really a thing back then. But I was with this girl we used to kick with named Kalina, whatever. And, this nigga walked up on me. Right. This nigga walked up on me at the club and was like, okay. He was like, he said my whole real name. I was like, stop this. The fuck? I'm like, how you know me? He's like, man, we used to go together in 5th grade. I'm like, boy, that don't count. Wow. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, looking the same.
Back when giving you a Chico stick was sex.
Right.
I'm like, if you don't go the fuck away.
I was thinking about you and you was thinking about me and I was thinking.
Like, don't tell your friends I'm your ex-girlfriend.
Hey, remember when we used to hump behind the swings?
Why did that just hit me in the mouth like that? Because I was looking at you and you was looking at me and I was... What's his name?
Be mad. What was his name? Nathaniel. Oh, Nick no. Bad Dick. No. Oh.
And I was looking at you. What was his name? We should go to Marcus. You don't know that, Lisa?
Yes, girl.
Bro, that shit was hilarious. We used to go together in the 5th grade.
Funny
hey, shout out to Nick and shout out to Humping by the. We used to go together in 5th grade.
Okay, right. Nick and Nathaniel. They dumbass.
Mike, you straight from the south side. Mike, I'm just so happy to be here right now. Real Rap Podcast.
In my mind, like no matter, like every woman has a group chat with all the girls, yes, right? And if you coming over, like if you come over to the house and I'm like, ooh, baby, take your panties off right now and tie them around my face like a bandit before we get started.
They will all know.
Everybody, nothing's a secret.
Oh, my bitch is gonna see you and be like, who you with? Sniff.
They will know.
Penny sniffing Mike.
For sure.
Yeah. Bitch, look at Mike. Look how I got this nigga here. Click.
Bullshit tonight, and we will never.
So there ain't no secret?
And then you'll never be Mike again. You will be panty sniffing Mike.
Sniffing Mike. And it might slip out if they drinking too much Remy.
Panty face Mike is gonna be your name.
One secret that cannot leave here. You ever with a bitch and she just randomly get a phone call and it's an emergency with her friends.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, Pam. Don't do that.
And she got a tip.
Emergency. That is an emergency.
Oh, you was about to don't do that. That's not what we do on this platform. We is about the truth.
That's crazy.
This ain't pretend rap. This is real rap.
Real talk. I was on a date and it was cool, but then I could tell he was definitely trying to fuck, and I'm like, man, I really don't want like a rape situation going on, so I'm gonna have to get about this jam. So I text I text both my sisters. I text this bitch. I text a bunch of people. Nobody hits me back. I'm like, God damn, I'm finna have to fuck this nigga. This crazy. So then my sister,
only way out.
I'm like, somebody, please call me now, because I'm like, he's so nice. It's like, fuck. So my sister called me and she's like yelling. She's like going crazy. I'm like, yes, keep going, sis. I'm like, no, what? What? You lying? Oh my God. She like on the other line, like, is that enough? I'm like, yes, girl. Oh my God. She's like, you wildin'. My sister like, bitch, you wildin'.
You can put me up a little bit in my cone?
Got straight up out of there. That nigga text me like, is everything okay?
All right.
Did you need me to come help y'all? No. I got it. You would get anybody to call you on God. Call yelling.
He used to text me stupid shit like, yeah, okay.
And then it'd be like 10 minutes.
Like, all right, then he'll hang up. Oh, okay, I ain't gonna call back.
Whole time, Pam and Mona, I don't want to be on camera. They've been the whole show. They've been the whole show, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the Real Rap Podcast. This is episode 19. Hey. And I am joined by the very lovely, super stupendous stars of the stage and other things, man. This is a very special episode. I have to my right, Lyssa, Laird. If you wouldn't mind letting the people know your name, where you from, how long you been in the game, what you got going on.
My name is Lyssa Laird. I've been in the game for 11 years. I'm a Southside girl.
Say that. What part of Southside?
Southside. So I grew up in the hundreds, but then I was raised really for real in the South suburbs.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a little bougie at all. I just do a lot of. I came up acting, and then I fell in love on accident with comedy. And 11 years later, here we are. You know what I'm saying? A couple of shows on television and trying to get back on TV, trying to stay relevant.
Coming up in school and things like that. Because you was doing like True TV and a few things. So coming up in school, was acting always a part of it for you?
Yeah, I was acting since I was 6. Like I literally lived on stage from 6 to 18. Okay. That was what I did.
Okay, phenomenal. And then we're going to I want to get right into the show, so we can go ahead and get this introduction out the way. To my left, I have the very funny, very talented, very lovely, Funnyass Tiera.
So, I'm Funnyass Tiera, y'all.
Definitely.
West Side raised me.
Okay.
Southside niggas played me.
And my mama made me.
Right. I've been a comedian in this game for 5 years now. Which is dope, because I'm a newborn, but I've been doing my shit in this kind of thing.
Yes, for sure.
Making a little noise.
And absolutely, like I said, I want to get right into this because I do my research. This isn't just a fly by night type of thing, right? So I reached through both of y'all's Instagrams, right? And one of the things that I found out about you, because right now your Instagrams pop, all your socials that I see you on, they're just busting through the roof, right? And I want to dive into that. One thing I really do that I admire and respected about you is I went back to your very first post, right? And your first, like, out of your first, like, 6 posts, the very first one, and then, like, 5 out of those is, like, your daughter. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was real fly of you.
Oh, it used to be way more than that, but as my following grew, once you hit 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, 50,000, I started to archive my pictures, my daughter's pictures. There's a lot of creeps on the internet. Whereas on Instagram, those same pictures are still there. She was like 5 and 6 years old.
Okay, right.
Back then, she's soon to be 16. So I rarely ever post pictures of her on my Facebook page, which is it has almost 300,000 followers. So that's too many people with eyes on my child. I don't like post pictures with her school on it. I don't say what school she's in, you know. But yeah, I'm attached to my baby, addicted. She's the only child, so.
Now, outside of that, and that's a beautiful beginning. Now, to where you are now with 300,000 followers here, how many followers you have on the gram? Both of y'all's TikTok busting, both of y'all socials is going crazy. Was there a transition? Was there a one thing that happened for you that started to blow it up? Was there like just a steady grind of things, or you just naturally it just came together like peanut butter jelly?
So when I first made my Instagram page, it was back in 2011, 2012, and I was at like 1,000 followers, and I stayed at that. I had a private page. I had my page private, but I will always do remember when Instagram had 15-second videos? Right. When they first introduced videos on Instagram, I used to do like 15-second videos where I did one video, and it went viral, and I got just this amazing amount of followers from like New York, because in the video I was aggressive, and I'm basically laying in the bed and I'm like, we go together until I say it's over. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what would you do if a motherfucker woke up and rolled over and said, I don't think we should do this no more? And I said, no, that's just your tired talking. You need to go back to sleep.
You're tired talking.
Yeah, and so that video got, it shook a little. So I started getting like this slew of followers requests. I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let me just make my profile public.
Yeah.
And once I made it public, then I started getting comments like, you should do more videos.
Okay.
So I would sit at work. I was working nights as a CNA, and I would sit at work and get all of these comments like, post a video. You ain't doing nothing at work. Instagram didn't have the live feature at the time. So I would go live on Facebook, but not Instagram. And people would be like, post a video, post something. And then I started there, and then the followers started coming when I started doing videos. It was like Rio got me rolling, Rio and Tunchi and Brick from out here out south. And then I gravitated to making the 30-second videos when Instagram, and then now we at 1 minute videos. And then like 3 years ago, corporate hit me up on Instagram and was like, man, you look just like my mama and you talk shit just like my mama and I need you to play my mama in my series. I'm like, whatever,
Right.
That's before he got the big teeth, he just looked like
okay.
He just looked funny, and I'm like okay, I gladly I'll do it.
Yeah.
Came out here and to see him in action, I'm like, damn, this nigga a genius. Like he raw as fuck. He got to be autistic or something. Cause he raw, you see what I'm saying? He's so smart that it's alarming. That
I done seen a few of buddies on films and whatnot.
And my following started to go up even from there, cause it kicked off with Rio and Tunchi from out here doing Rio got me rolling. It kicked off from them, and then corporate, and then I was like, when I started doing stand-up comedy, that got followers. I was told to always, plug my social media handles after my set. Always plug your social media handles. Don't ever forget it. Don't rush off the stage. Even when you open, if you can open with it. Hey, y'all, I'm comedian Funnyass Tiera. You can follow me on Instagram at Funnyass_Tiera.
Yep.
Let me tell y'all about so-and-so. I always plugged my Instagram handles. I got friends, my cousin, we all would be out, and people would be walking past, like, I seen you on the internet. They'd be like, follow her on Instagram too,
yes,
at Funnyass.
That'd be so funny.
That'd
be so funny.
And then with my biggest video, which was my spades video, which just blew up out of nowhere. I didn't even expect that shit to happen.
I didn't expect you to have a horrible spades hand, to be honest.
That is hilarious. That is a common thing.
And she said it so many times, I believe that she reneges on the regular.
Table. She can play dominoes or something, but you can't play spades.
See, that's unhealthy for relationships right there.
I'm like, I don't know how she grew up on the west side and can't play spades. Like Uno, spades, and Monopoly. That's it.
What that even got to do with anything?
Uno, spades, and Monopoly. That's like a black rite of passage.
What that even got to do with something?
Pick it up. Look, it's like rhythm for black people. You're just supposed to like
now
have
listen, that's a whole other story. That's something that I don't have, okay?
The rhythm ain't there.
Yeah, but I can play spades though.
Now we gonna get to that part, because what I want to start out with now, you in particular, I dove in on yours, and actually I believe you had to start your page over. I think your page had got shut down, and you definitely do have your daughter in your first few photos. Yeah. You got your True TV shout outs in there. You're doing your actress thing. What I really want to know, how do you end up on Courtroom TV suing your sister? That's what I want to get to the heart of right here. Oh,
man. So me and my sister, my grandmother made sure that we was doing something. So we grew up in theater, right? So my sister did. She came back because she was with a woman and she lived in Ohio. Okay. She came back and stayed at my house, and she was like, well, I'll just live in the basement. I'm like, okay. So then like one day I came home from work and she was just gone, but all her shit was there. So I'm like calling her, texting her, she ain't saying nothing. I'm like, all right, cool. About 3 days went by. I'm like, this thing is dead. So I hit her again, like, gee, what the fuck? I'm like, where are you? Are you dead? Yeah, because then my uncle, like, for real. So my uncle called me. He like, gee, I thought your sister was like up there in Chicago. I said, well, she is, but I ain't seen her. He like, cause she back down here with that bitch. And I'm like, bruh. So I text my sister like, okay, G, so I know you back down there with the bitch. So like, are you gonna come get your shit? And she was like, I'm gonna come get it when I get it. So I'm like,
so you was just Lyssa Laird's story.
You hear me? I'm like, you got me fucked up. So I'm like, all right, cool. So like time went past and she just left it a mess. So I'm like cleaning up this shit. And I'm like, gee, you get on my nerves. So I was watching TV. I bullshit you not. And it was like, are you having issues? Did you have a family dispute that you need settled? So, cause like before she left, she borrowed my car. And she left my doors unlocked. Somebody came and stole my radio.
That was the final straw.
That was one. So I was pissed and then right after that she boomed back like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I called. I was like, gave her my little story. I'm like, so boom, let me tell you what, woo. So they send my sisters, they call my sister. My sisters call me like, bitch, are you trying to sue me? I said, absolutely.
Because your radio got stolen, because your little radio got stolen.
And she was just like that. And that ass, she was acting like that. And I'm like, bro, you didn't pay me for staying here like you were supposed to. You got my radio took and you left my shit a mess. She like, bitch, fuck you. I said, oh, okay. But they told her, like, for your appearance, we're going to give you $150, even if you lose or you win. So she was like, I'm going to take the little trip, bitch. I'm like, all right. So they had us in separate hotels. She was down there going to the dispensary with her little driving shit, having a good ass time. And when we got to court, I was like, yeah, ho, it's going to be my money. And she did.
No, was it Judge Mathis?
That was the other one. That's Shmona, that was People's Court.
Yeah, come on. We can't have cross promotion out here.
That was People's Court.
We got to get it right out here.
So, yep, I won.
One Judge Mathis, he probably would have been like, I know what's wrong with your sister.
I did.
She's a crackhead.
I did. Ooh,
I think wasn't Judge Mathis a hype on the low?
Yes, he say that.
He knows that motherfucker.
He used to get real loose out there.
He say that. He said he used to be a little crackhead a little.
Yeah.
Ain't no such thing as a little crackhead.
Are y'all back cool, you and your sister?
Yeah, we good. I won the money, so I was straight with it. I'm like, shit, it is what it is.
So one thing I wanted to get into with both you ladies, having the pleasure of having you here, right? Now, when I think about it, so like if you take it to music, right, you'll have groups like NWA, you'll have everybody, what they doing in Atlanta is however many guys that's together singing a song, you know, making groups, Wu-Tang, whoever, what kind of groups, Amigos, right? Mm-hmm. When it comes to women in the game, though, right? I don't see like the biggest in the game rocking with each other like that. Like I can't necessarily say I've ever heard a song that had like Nicki Minaj and who's Sweetie, Cardi B, none, you know what I mean? Where they all getting together like that. Now to be in the game, to be in the business of show that we're in, you got to have an alpha spirit if you a lady, because it's a dog eat dog ass world out here. So you really got to have a strong ass personality as a woman to navigate through these shark waters, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is the opposing part? Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but I don't think I am. Where ladies, when you reach those upper echelons of success, like right now, you two are here, that's cool. But what's keeping women from really making that connection, rocking out, making super groups? You know, the me guys or whatever. You know,
women. If you ask me, and it's just my opinion, everybody might not agree with me, but
okay.
I personally think women are too hormonal. You see what I'm saying? It's too many. It's too much. It's too many hormones for that to be a thing. Just like if you think about like the girl groups, a lot of the girl groups. A lot of them were successful, but then also a lot of them always fell apart. It's too many hormones, too many emotions when it comes to women and business. And I think that's where we as women got to learn to separate, you know what I'm saying, our feelings. And such as me and Lyssa, because it's so crazy that people see us now. I be all over her, she be all over me. They be like, didn't y'all get into it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it happens. It happens amongst friends. It happens in families.
Absolutely.
And if she can forgive me and I can forgive her and we just let the shit go, why can't y'all? So I'm only saying that to say a lot of people egg on. I look at Cardi B. I look at Nicki Minaj. No. We recording.
She's like, please hold up. No.
But
you had your chance.
But I'm looking at, you know, the situation like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. I feel like they shouldn't go back and forth as much as they go back and forth. You have these people who I feel like the industry play them against each other. I feel in the comedy world, other comedians play comedians against each other. I feel like in relationships, family members play people against each other. Like family will play family against each other. And that's you got to be at peace. You got to have the mental strength. You see what I'm saying? You got to be strong mentally to stop certain stereotypes or stop shit from
and one conversation between A and B clears up a lot.
Absolutely.
C through Z gets in between all that.
You know what? I BS you. Look, I bullshit you not. When we had the situation that we had, it was a huge blowout because for one, I don't do drama, and I never have gotten into anything with a comic or whatever. Nobody see me get, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that.
And I was already unliked anyway. So I know y'all ain't like me. I know y'all ain't like me.
So when it happened, everybody was kind of like shocked, like, no, she ain't get into it with Lyssa. No, she absolutely did. But it was like, it took some time, because a lot of times I'm a person where it takes a lot to get me, you know what I'm saying, in a bad space. So I'm like, I'm going to wait for us to have that conversation. Because no matter what, this is business. I'm like, yeah, we have a personal issue going on right now. But is she less funny? No, she not. So if people call my phone like, oh, do you mind doing a show with Funnyass Tiera? I do not. We just don't have to speak while we're here. Hey, the next comic coming up, if I'm hosting, the next comic coming up, Funnyass, yeah, you seen her all over, woo, 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 because that's our business. And a lot of times, especially in comedy, especially in just business in general, for some reason, women have a problem saying, this is my job, this is my personal. I don't give a fuck. I fought a girl at my job before, and I literally came to work the next day, and everybody was like,
I fought a lady at my job.
Oh, you just gonna come back?
They was kind of like, right, no, my boss was like, well, can y'all work together? I said, yeah, keep her ass in the back, keep me in the front, and we good.
Where you was working at? Because them bitches sent me to jail at Walgreens on Laramie and Madison.
Girl, look, I was managing a beauty supply zone. My boss, but he loved us both, and she had been there longer. And you know, they got us on camera and everything. I came back to work. The security guard was like, "Bitch, why you did this?" I was like, "Come on, man, look. Oh my God, no, you're not gonna talk about it." They did.
Look, but smacked her with a bag of eyelashes.
No, it was so bad. It was terrible. But it was just the fact that she just was so shook because she was like, she might come back here and act crazy. I'm like, nah, this is my check. You good? We had we did we good now. This is my money though. We straight. Stay your ass back there. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't say nothing to me. We good.
And that's
the same thing. I've always had that mentality. So when we did have words, and I did get shows where they're like, you know what I'm saying? Well, we want to book you in Funnyass Tiera. Is that okay? Absolutely, for sure. I don't have an issue. We good.
And that
for
same,
sure.
they hit 100%. Me up, Lyssa Laird, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's nothing. Because when I first said something to him, she's like, I know this bitch ain't talking to me. See,
that's how it was. Cause it was
that's how I was going through something. Like I had so much shit. 2 tragic deaths back to back. 2 tragic and unexpected deaths. My cousin was found in the river down the street from my house, and I'm like, what the fuck? How is that even possible? Then my granddad passed away out of nowhere. I had just seen him. Then I had to go to work. I couldn't call off from comedy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get to work and I'm trying to be funny. I'm already stressed, and it exploded, and it went from there. But once we got back locked in, I be texting her ass like, I love you, babe, and she'll text me back like, I love you too, Bookie. You look so pretty today.
Right.
You ain't even seen me, bitch. You talking my story.
But it is like that though, and I do feel like the biggest problem with women, especially the funnier we get, because with men, comedy is super oversaturated with men. They everywhere. It can be 17 top dogs in that. But to be a beautiful, funny woman, they used to ugly, funny chicks. That's the thing.
That's what I think.
Ugly, funny chicks. Oh, absolutely, for sure. But
that's true.
But pretty funny bitches, it's like, no, only 1 or 2 of y'all can be great. And we get that stigma. And I do feel like a lot of times with women, it's like, oh, she funny, but I'm funnier and I'm sexier, and then it's just like this. Instead of saying, sis, you are like, bitch, you funny as hell and you fine, bitch, let's rock this shit. Period. And that is always my mentality. If women come across me in comedy, they can always say the same thing, especially if I meet them in the beginning. I'm always going to encourage you to be better. I'm always going to encourage you to be great. There are 2 for sure that will tell you without a doubt, no, Lyssa had a lot to do with who I am in comedy today, because I am not going to, I don't give a fuck if you surpass me in my comedy, because my journey is my own. But I'm going to make sure that when you come to me, I'm going to give you the real. I'm going to tell you, today it was not your best. Today you were not that funny. You have great material. Why you didn't do this? You probably could have did this different in your set. If I see that, because I love them so much, I'm going to do nothing but push you. I'm going to do nothing but help you. And if for happenstance, a motherfucker be like, you know what, Lyssa Laird, you are funny as hell. I want to give you a sitcom. I'm going to be like, well, can I use at least 3 of my people? At least give me 3.
Lyssa is the reason Joliet loves me. Lyssa is the reason Joliet loves me. I'm going to say it one more time. Lyssa is the reason that Joliet, Illinois loves me. And I'm telling you, it just came out of nowhere. She called me like, bitch, you would be perfect for this. You hilarious. This crowd is Joliet, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'll come. Got out there, did 1 show. And had been called back for every other show after that. But except this next one, because I got something going on here.
You got everything going on. But to what you were saying, to be able to tell somebody, give somebody the real, it take a certain mentality to be able to do that. But it also, to receive that information and actually take it in, it take a certain, maturity to be able to receive it. But I wanted to circle back to something you were saying just now, and I make it somewhat of a reoccurring theme on this show. So you was talking about tragic deaths that happen back to back, and luckily enough, we're actually comics, so we do have a vessel to get out our emotions and actually talk to people and express ourselves, right? But when it comes to tragedy like that, when it comes to your upbringing in Chicago in particular, in the cities, right? When it comes to possibly growing up without the standard normal structure. I think for most of my upbringing, most of my friend peer groups, it was actually weird if you had both your original parents and all your original siblings. Like, for most of the people I know, myself included, I mean, my step-pop's been there from Jump Street. But, I mean, you know what I mean? Everybody I know been cool with. Don't nobody got the,
both.
No. Everything from Jump.
Shout out to my parents. Y'all shit.
Hey, shout out to the parents.
Oh, lucky ass. Look.
But growing up out here and then being the woman, the vessel, the ABCs, the starting, what gives you your game, whether you're a boy or a girl, as a baby, like, what is there out there right now to deal with those kind of traumas, to deal with not necessarily having a family structure, growing up that way, or even the kids that you go to have later in life? Like, what is the process? What's that looking like these days?
I don't think it's enough. Out here to help these kids. Honestly, I grew up in a time where we had the YMCA, we had the Boys and Girls Club, we had After School Matters, we had a DARE program, we had all type of shit. Just even just after school, you know, to deal with, like, back now it's so vocal when people say, "Oh, I'm suffering from, like, I'm depressed." Whereas when we were younger, if I said some depressed shit to my mama, she'd be like, "Depressed? You gonna get your depressed ass beat.
Depress these bills.
Yeah.
Depress your ass in there, clean up that nasty ass room." Like, that's how you know.
Depress your ass upstairs on my face.
I'm thankful that I had a household where my stepmom, because you said your stepdad, is my stepmom tattooed on me. She took custody of me when I was 5 years old. Me and my brother and sister.
Shout out
when
Pop,
I was
by
5.
the way. Love you.
When I was 5, and I'm 36 years old now, and that's still my mama, and that's my daughter's nana, and that's when my birth mother passed away. Before she died, like, her and my birth mother, that my blood cousin right there, she gonna tell you, my stepmama and my birth mom were best friends for over 20 years. After my mama got married and went her way, and then my stepmama and my dad are married, you know. So I grew up in this time where I was lucky to have a 2-parent household where we weren't ignored, or if something was bothering one of us, we were able to talk about it, even if it meant getting yelled at for not taking out the trash. You didn't take out the motherfucking trash. What's the issue? I need to tell you what happened at school today. And that turns into me on my mama lap, or me on my daddy lap.
That accountability. Somebody.
I'm telling you, that was a release. Whereas you have these kids now who don't have, like, that avenue to go to. They don't have a Boys and Girls Club. They don't have Mary Jane after school. They don't have DARE or the YMCA, and they finding themselves drinking it away, or smoking it away, or fucking it away. You see what I'm saying? So as I feel like, as a community, Black people need to do a whole lot more when it comes to these kids. You had certain people like myself would be on Facebook, and I'm venting, and I'm like, get y'all fucking kids. You know what I'm saying? And then you have 175 comments of people who swear that they parent their children the right way, but these are the same motherfuckers that's putting a 16-year-old daughter out, putting her out. Oh, you don't like it? Get the fuck out. You see what I'm saying? And then we also got to remember that this is a depressed generation. Being depressed is cool. I had an incident with my daughter, who is soon to be 16, but her friend pointed out to a teacher, "Oh, Rocky's cutting herself." And when the teacher called me, I fucking lost it. Like, I get up to the school, as soon as I walk, they done put her in a different classroom. I walk in, I just bust out crying, because I'm like, what's wrong? What happened? You know, because I cater to my baby. My child is she's the only child. So me and my baby talk constantly. Like, I fuss at her, we get into it, but at the end of the day, it's always, "Mommy, guess what?" Or if I see she ain't looking like herself, "What's the matter, Mook? Come here." My baby's 16, soon to be 16, and still will climb in my bed on top of me and go to sleep.
Yeah,
like bigger
you got
than
the
me.
line of communication.
Yeah, it's a line of communication. So I think again, it starts at home.
It definitely do.
It starts at home. The community organizations, I'm pretty sure it's neighborhoods all around the city that offer something, but nobody is they're not getting the notoriety that they deserve. Yep. Nobody is sharing it. You see what I'm saying? So when people hit me up like, "Could you share my outreach program? I'm doing this for the kids." One of my best friends in comedy, Latoya Stats, she took over for her brother, his dance company. You see, and she got so many students. You see what I'm saying? Like, right. I think that's the outlet. As far as the question again, I don't know. It's on the parents. It's on you fucking parents.
Yep.
Sure is.
Because you know what? It's like back in the day, we had like those little the rec centers, right?
Yeah.
So we can go there. You had gymnastics, you had dance, you had music, you had all type of stuff, and then you had little summer jobs for the kids and summer camp. I'm like, I went to summer camp. I was like in Wyoming. I went to summer camp. I had a good ass time.
Yeah.
But kids now, we don't. It's like I literally was
that
looking
because my
sister.
No more.
I mean, my daughter. You know what I'm saying? My daughter comes home for summer, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with you? Because it's nothing for a 14-year-old girl.
Summer, they had 2 years to sit at home.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, that shit is crazy, bro. And then we don't have community in the neighborhood was the family. Like I grew up in a 4-block radius. I knew all the moms. When we got like 12, they let us babysit the kids and shit. Like it was crazy. But now I'm like, I don't know who the hell my neighbors are.
You better not
everybody
touch
on
my
the
fucking
internet.
son.
Ooh, I love
everybody know everybody on the internet.
You better not say shit to my son.
Oh, I definitely got some real good cousins on the internet. I love their kids and everything. I'm like, oh, look at Tim.
Shout out, mama, I love you. My mama game used to be the when she knew she was about to whip me, she called me in, but she stayed in the doorway, so I had this much room to go by, and she smacked me in the back of my head. Yo, she used to have it timed out crazy. That's how I got quick, because I tried to run through. But something I wanted to ask you, though, and it was a trend. I don't know how much I see it anymore, but I definitely do see it. Now, I grew up on whoopings. I'm not going to even ask anybody else in this room because stereotypes is real. But it started getting to a trend where you would see now bless their heart. It's just they got a daddy in their life. Bless their heart, they got a mama in their life. But people started whooping their kids on the gram.
That is bitches. So weird.
You simple bitches. Let me tell y'all something. I get so mad.
As a mother,
okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but as a mother, that shit, it's like, it's already, for me, I'm going to beat my daughter's ass. If you step out of hand, that ass is mad.
That's what it is.
I just don't feel like, if my daughter did some embarrassing ass shit, I don't feel like the world needs to see me chastise you to only, it never goes away. So then you have to then replay this, and now you're getting bullied at school because kids saw that, and now I'm having other issues with you because I beat your ass on live and got 100,000 followers behind it. Like, get the fuck, no, I hate that shit. I really do. I do feel like if your child if it's an incident at school or something, it needs to be checked where it was at. So if you got a bunch of kids and there's something going on, all of us need to come in together as a community, and we need to check our children, and then we need to make sure that there is no repercussions after this, because there are, then you deal with that. You know what I'm saying? To the best of your ability, to the highest extent, deal with that shit. But if it's a private
family business, stay in the house.
What happens in my house, stay in my house.
Yeah.
People on Instagram and Facebook don't need to see, oh, she done woo woo and I woo woo. Now she crying and snotting online, and this other mom is like, oh yeah, bitch, beat her ass. I'm like, no, that is, I hate that shit. It is stupid.
My daddy didn't even whoop our ass outside. We definitely got whoopings. It was 6 of us, and we was bad than the motherfucker. We used to dare each other to jump out the window. We dared my oldest brother to jump out the window one day. Perfect example. This motherfucker jumps out the window. The thing was, you had to jump out the window and run around to the front door. Now, all of us were on punishment, but I said, when you get around to the front door, I'm going to open it.
Oh,
just to be right.
I got you. That motherfucker jumped out that window and ran around the building, and by the time he made it to the front of the building, we had locked the lock.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
On the door. Open the door. I think Daddy coming up the street. And we like, stop lying, bitch.
Oh, my God.
He like, I swear I think Daddy coming. And next thing you know, we heard, what the fuck you doing out here in this hallway? I was like, Daddy out there, I'm asleep. Shit, you better go open the door. My sister, y'all, you better go open the door. My daddy came in, closed the door. He didn't just start snapping, so the neighbors could hear. Okay, you and you, go in that room. You and you, go in that room. My daddy tore our ass up in-house. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we were disciplined in-house. Now, my grandma, on the other hand, bitch, if you clown at the grocery store, that's where you're getting your ass whooped. If you clown at church, that's where you're getting whooped. If you clown at school, that's where you're getting your ass whooped.
Your grandmas be different. Well, back then they was.
Exactly. And so here we are now, whereas I felt like that was a little bit extensive because I never liked whoopings. Like, I got a high tolerance for pain because of my whoopings as I was younger. I'm serious.
Yeah.
So I never had to like whoop Rocky's ass. I've had to discipline her. But one thing I would never, ever, ever do is embarrass my baby, because I can remember embarrassment. Not coming from getting a whooping, but just embarrassment in general.
Right.
I'm somebody that hates being embarrassed. That's the worst thing you could ever do to me. For sure. Publicly or privately, don't fucking embarrass me.
Because the only thing in your mind is to get back.
Is to get back. And so I'm like I said again, we're in a time where depression is cool for these kids. So me disciplining my baby on Instagram or on Facebook or on the internet, TikTok, whatever, you got to remember, one, it's the internet. That shit will never leave. I don't give a fuck how you delete it off social media. You're gonna find it. Somebody is screen recording somewhere, and that's how all of these videos of these parents hitting these little girls in their mouth or fucking them up with a belt on the net. That's how it's getting shared.
Dudes snitching on themselves.
Exactly, silly motherfuckers. So one thing about me, when it come to discipline Rocky, all I gotta do is look at her ass, and she gonna bust out crying. She's a crybaby. She's an only child, and I never took the easy route with disciplining her. Have I whooped her ass? Yes. Will I whoop her ass now? Of fucking course.
Okay.
What do I plan on whooping her ass? I never plan it. I haven't hit my baby in about 8 months. Rocky ain't got a slap in about 8 months.
Okay.
All I got to do is check her, and she's soon to be 16 and still a crybaby.
Because they be knowing. They be knowing. Like, the mom face is real out here in these streets.
Let me look directly in this camera when I say this. You simple bitches out there plugging that phone up, setting it up nice somewhere so a bitch could see you tell your daughter, come here. Now, what you was doing, I was kissing my mic. No, you weren't just kissing my mic. You was fucking my mic.
Baby, I hate it.
I hate them
with
hoes.
A passion.
Well,
you bitches are the scum of the
earth.
universe. And I got one time for any woman that I know personally to do some shit like that with their child, bitch, I'm at your throat.
Fact. Allegedly, if this ever gets played back in any other kind of situation, these are all allegations of something fictitious. Now, question that I have. Now, everybody knows this. This is a fact that goes back before time started ticking. Sex sells. But what else sells? Sexy sells, right? Yes. Now, both of you, again, your socials, which is the name of the game these days, are popping like breakfast cereal.
Facts.
Now, everything comes with good and a bad. What are the downsides of being this widely seen on the interwebs, on the socials?
So, okay, for me personally,
outside of 11 teen dick pics a minute.
So, for me, what happened was that even coming up into comedy, I came up younger. So I was still kind of trying to find me. And then when I did come into my femininity and being sexy and being okay with being sexy, people saw that. And then the followers started to come again too. It's like, damn, your big ass titties. I'm like, oh, what? Oh. Did you notice? Oh, my. Didn't notice them. I'm glad you did, buddy. You know, like, nigga, really? Right. Like, these big ass titties, you think I didn't know I had them? And then, like, then I started being like, well, let's use this. And then I started doing funny videos.
Like, I saw the light bulb over your head just now when you said that.
I was like, let me see something. I did a funny TikTok, but like my boobs was like bloop, you know what I'm saying? And niggas was like, I don't know whether to be turned on or masturbate, but it's fucking me up, you know? And I was like, okay, we gonna go with this. And so I do a lot of those. Then the pandemic happened. I started on OnlyFans. I was like, all right, cool. There's niggas that literally will inbox me about like, I'm missing the funny videos. All right, cool. And I will post those videos and niggas just be like, you are hilarious and fine as fuck. I just came. Okay, thank you. Yeah. But then you get those weird ass dudes who are like, I'm just saying,
let me see the middle of your feet.
Let me see your booty hole. Like, excuse me, what? Like, I had a dude ask me out and was literally like, so, you like getting your ass ate? I'm like, well, that was a great question.
Could have put a pin in that.
For this date, I think I'm elite. Thank you very much. You know, I'm like, these niggas weird. And it's like, if I see a fine ass dude, I'm not going to be like, hey, yo, what your dick looking like? You know what I'm saying? Like, how big are your balls? I like they even to, like, do you have a good
which one hang the lowest?
Like, I'm like, do you have a good dick to ball ratio? Like, I'm not doing that. But, like, dudes, for some reason, especially when you're a comic and you fine, or they think you come fine, they feel like they can be like, so if I put my dick in your face, what you gonna do? Suck it? LOL. Like, nigga, that's not a joke. You disrespectful as fuck right now. Like, they put LOL at the end. I'm like get the fuck out of here, sir. Like, no.
Smiley face.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna be ashamed to be sexy, but you can go to hell.
Right. What's the downside?
So I'm a stand-up comedian that started stand-up comedy extremely fucking vulgar. Extremely vulgar.
You don't say.
And when I started doing stand-up comedy, I had a lot of people like, all she talk about is sex. And I'm like, what? Nigga, I was voted the funniest female in my high school along with Lil Real. Like, when it came to roasting motherfuckers, he was the winner. for the men, and I was the winner for the women. Like, that's what we do out west. We roast. So I'm funny outside of sexual jokes. But I need for y'all to understand out there in podcast land, we as women like sex too. And I need people to understand, like, you got to be able to differentiate social media from real life. Yes, I'm on social media a lot, and when I'm on social media, they be like, oh, does she? Well, I was just in Atlanta. This young lady spoke, and she was like, girl, I had no idea you spoke like that. I thought you was real ghetto because you always saying I ain't. And I was like, well, do you understand that is social media? Like, outside of social media, I'm somebody else. I ain't gonna say somebody else, but I'm my natural, I'm my regular self, I'm my chill self. So that
they don't think we people.
Well, I can say this.
It's like they think we just walk around like,
yeah, hey, fuck me. You know, Instagram, Facebook, fuck me. No.
Well, just speaking for myself, as much as I see Kevin Hart, as much as I see like the 85 South Boys, or pick somebody that's constantly on the gram, is I naturally feel like I know them. Because I'm seeing them nonstop in my face. So, I mean, for instance, I know you in real life. I know you in real life.
Right.
But if I was just an outside observer, if I never met you, right? But I see you and you post on the gram constantly, and I'm getting she don't know how to play spades. My baby is so crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'll start to feel like I know you.
No,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
I do get that. I even get that with comics that I've not met before, like out of town or whatever the case may be, because we are friends on Facebook. So you do feel like it's weird because social media is technically really new, but because you do see people post and stuff like that, you like, oh my God, I see your dog. He getting so big. Oh my God, your daughter is so gorgeous.
That's
she just went to prom.
That's wild.
I mean,
it's weird.
But I'm okay. Me, for example, 290,000 followers on Facebook.
Say that, dear.
I jump on Facebook and I say, hey, cousins.
Yeah.
And I got 3,000 comments. Hey, cousin, you look so pretty yesterday. I saw you in the store. Well, you knew not to speak. I mean, you knew not to bother me in the store, but I'm just saying, like, I want my social media followers to have a certain type of relationship with me, to where when they see me, it's hey cousin, but I don't want them to overdo it.
Right.
You know, don't walk up on me grabbing all on me, because I've had a dude walk up like, you sexy as hell in real life, like hand around my waist, and my bodyguard, which I never thought I would ever have to go anywhere with a fucking bodyguard, but my bodyguard had to grab this man up like, bro, don't you ever walk up on her and touch her. Like, you not only are you invading my space, but you know what I'm saying? You grabbing me, and he like
actually touching me in real life.
Right.
This one dude, we had an incident where I was doing comedy at T.O. Soul Grill, when my following started to boost up a lot. I think I was at like 140,000 on my old page. So got up to T.O. Soul Grill one day, and he was in there. He walked up. This was before the alcohol. He walked up like, I follow you. I love you. That was me in your inbox. And I was like, well, the fan page is ran by my management team. That's not me you talking to. So whatever was said in that message, I don't know. You probably have to show me, and I can hit them up if it's about a show. You know, he's like, oh, no. I had sent you a couple pictures. Never got them, baby. As the night progressed, the man drinking more. Now he drinking, he feeling himself. So now he getting
that liquid courage.
That courage coming out, and he like, I ain't leaving here without you. Like, they had the man, he went fucking crazy, knocked over tables and everything. I'm not leaving here without you. I came here to see you. I spent my motherfucking money to come see. I'm like, bro, you got the chill.
I feel like you owed him.
You right. I'm like, it's social media, my nigga. I don't know you. Like, I'm not. If I respond, hey babe, or hey baby, something we was just talking about, I don't want nobody to take that person like she called me baby.
Right.
So, and she trying to give me that
I can't necessarily speak to it because I'm not a woman, but I mean, I hear stories, of course, like a guy buy you a drink and then he feel like you owe him something. So
that's
whatever
my
the social media
that is
thing
my favorite. Let me buy you a drink and then walk around and chase your dick, sir. Let's see how you like that.
Right.
Now,
like, y'all already commitment-phobes. Like, come on, let's do this. Let's
now,
what's a commitment-phobe?
That was the most college word to ever university on this show. Wait a minute.
I did not last in college.
I just got a D- in our conversation.
Dudes, I feel like most men are philophobes. They be so scared about, like, or have a fear of connection in relationships. Yeah. And so they just be like, I mean, they like the feel of it, but they're like, when it start getting real, it's a thing. So I'm like, let me buy you a drink, my boy, and follow you around this club and see just how attractive I am, my man.
I think we've seen it play out the worst it can be with boy can't stay out the headlines, but I mean the baby stay on his socials, and he just had bro hop over his gate, and I don't even think it was a robbery situation. From the sound of it, it was just somebody was like, "Oh, I know you, bro. Let me in your living room to play some video games."
And that is a real life thing. Like I have so many men blocked on different social medias because it is like, you know what, I really love you, and you just not acting right. It's like, well, because what? Sir, like this is weird. Like they literally, people will really. I'm married to like 3 different dudes, and we definitely are having children soon.
Yeah,
and I've never talked to them. They talking to themselves in my inbox.
I had one day. It's just not the men.
They got one picture of you with the eyes cut out under a candle.
Dead
right
ass,
now.
this
it's
dude.
Just not the men. It's the women too.
Yeah,
if I open my DM right now and show you the women, the news that I get from the women, like you serious? You don't fuck with girls? And I be like, no, bitch, I don't want to lick pussy. I prefer a dick.
You got some West Side Riders out there.
No, they from two of the girls are from out here. Beautiful girls. I would say their name on the podcast, but I posted that I was gonna be on this podcast. I posted.
Wait till I monetize.
Right, but they've been at it for like 4 years now, like nonstop. Still, you still ain't tried nothing. You sure? Come kick it with us. I'm like, y'all, bitch, you know her? Damn, she in my DM too. That is hilarious.
Now take some time in your mind. Rewind back 11 years. Rewind back 5 years. Give yourself the advice about this game of comedy before you get in it. The good, the bad, the ugly.
11 years ago, I would have told myself, jump on social media faster.
Fair enough.
I would have told myself to be more confident. Don't be afraid to go to the places that you don't think are funny, because those are some of my best jokes now.
Okay, just telling the truth, your truth.
Yep.
What's the ugly?
The ugly, don't let your emotions get the best of you.
Powerful.
Yeah. In good situations or bad situations. Like years ago, I won a competition, and it was like some heavy hitting ass niggas in this competition. Fair. And I won, and I was like, hell yeah, because it was niggas in the game, and I was new. I was like 3 years in, and them niggas have been in the game 7 years. I'm like, and them niggas like, she only won, because I used to do a joke, and I feel like it's a hack joke now, but I used to do a joke where I have a wig on and I'm doing a Nicki Minaj imitation, and then like I snatch off the wig and I do like one of her bars and I rap it, and then the crowd just goes nuts. And this one instance, I had people in the building. It was at Linger Martini. I had people in the building. People came. That shit sent the club up. And when they went to vote, I won, and I was like, oh my God. And then I just knew that comics were gonna be like, yo, you snapped, you did that. And them motherfuckers was like, she only won because she had that wig. Yeah. She only won because she had
But that's what you had.
And I was like,
played your hand.
I was like, wow, that's fucked up. It was like, she brought all them people. And when you knew, motherfuckers will come out. At 11 years, they be like, I mean, is this important? You know?
That's true.
Is this the one?
Yeah, that dead ass.
Is Russell Simmons gonna be there?
Facts. Like, I was like, Kenan Thompson, I'm doing it. They were like, the nigga from Nickelodeon, fuck that shit. I'm like, damn, y'all, that's crazy. Like, that ass. I'm like, y'all.
Which one was that? The one that said good burger or not?
Right. Then they like, oh, I love orange soda. I'm like, no, the other one, the fat one. I'm like, damn, y'all, come on. But like now, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers like be like, I mean, if I can, I'll make it. I know what you mean. But
the friends and family button, you get to press it twice after that.
But back then, I was so excited, and them niggas they was not showing me love, and I was like, I was really hurt and upset, and I was just like, damn. But in a way, it made me better. But in the same time, I'm like, y'all don't want to support a nigga. Damn, I would do that for y'all.
Absolutely.
And like my best friend tell me, even to today, he be like, bro, you be loving on people way more than them motherfuckers love you, and you give too much to too many people. Like, just relax. It ain't even that important. And back then, it hurt my feelings. But now, I'm like, I've seen motherfuckers come up after me, win over me. I've won over people, and I'd be like, you snap. You did that shit. I'd be like, yes.
Well, you moving and shaking out here without a doubt. You know what I'm
saying? But yeah, I would definitely take my emotions out of a lot of situations, because that was the bad. Like, even when it was good and people didn't give me, like, I guess the notoriety that I felt like I deserved, it used to hurt bad.
Oh, this is an assassin's game.
Hell
right
yeah.
here.
You gotta have some thick ass skin, baby.
1,000. Oh, by the way, I love you too, mama, not just Pop. But same question to you.
So,
good, the bad, the ugly.
First, I would say calm the fuck down, Tiera. Be patient. I need to be patient. I needed to be patient back then. And I was actually chasing the wrong thing. I was always known for being funny, but my talent was not my funny. My talent and my entire family's talent was singing. So my brothers,
music's a big part of you.
My dad, all of us, we all sing. And so once I got hold to comedy. I was like, this shit is new, it's dope, it's gonna take me to Hollywood faster than singing would have. I don't even sing anymore. And then what happened was I didn't realize that I had such a big love for comedy, because I used to get my ass whooped for watching Melanie Camacho or watching Monique or watching some more. Like, my mama has whooped my ass. My mama
Shout out Queens of Comedy.
Yes,
exactly. My mom told Melanie when I opened for her a couple months back, she was like, we didn't think that comedy would be, when she said she was doing comedy, my mama didn't think, comedy is what's going to be her passion. It's always been singing. But my mama said, now that I think about it, it's always been right there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All of us are silly, not just myself, me and all my siblings, my dad and my aunts. We cannot be together without it being an all-out comedy show. Yeah. So
but nobody really, that's not a big thing in the high. Like, if a 6-year-old say, I want to be a comedian, I mean, if you don't get your goofy ass in there and start writing raps.
Exactly. Right. So number one will probably be patient, like slow down. You don't have to go at it so fast or think you have to do certain shit to get to that. Certain shit, nothing sexual. I've always had a rule. I would always say, because in doing comedy, you get, like we just talked about, where people come at you, they tend to come at you.
Yeah.
Other comedians, it's always been my rule to never, ever, ever date a fellow comedian. Never. Because it fucks up what it is that you both are trying to do. So that's always been number one. But number two, it would be in knowing that and then instilling that, drilling that in my own head. Everybody not coming at you, Tiera, so you can be friends with the guy comedians. But what it made me do was become really standoffish. So I would say communicate more, socialize more. I'm naturally introverted. I hate being in big crowds with big rooms. And then I take everything personal. Well, I used to take everything personal, especially in stand-up comedy. I didn't know it was nothing about you get booked on the show, but a veteran comedian walks in and they can take your fucking spot. Right up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or you at an open mic and they telling you going up next. I got all of these people came out to this open mic for me, and they like, oh, she gonna go up next. And then boom, Corey Bell or T. Murph or M. Brown or something, Lyssa Laird for that matter, walk in and they like, you gonna sit this one out till you gonna throw this one up there. You like, what
Look
the fuck?
at you now,
and for me, it took a while to actually recognize that wasn't a moment to be salty, but it was a moment to learn and go by, why am I getting bumped? What are they doing that I need to start picking up on?
Let me tell you about that. So being 11 years in and TU 5, right?
Yeah.
So 11 to 5. So back in my beginning stage, we had jokes and notes. So jokes and notes, you had 3 minutes. You had 3 minutes.
Oh, wait, Lyssa, wait. I wasn't finished saying what I tell myself.
You're right, my bad.
Right.
I
don't know how much time we got, but no. I would say be patient. I would say and consistency. It's so hard.
Period, point blank.
I'm still learning that. So it's not something I would have told myself 5 years ago. I tell myself this shit every single fucking day. And it's still so hard for me to be consistent. It's not because I'm not a creative mind. Most of the time I'm ugly. You know what I'm saying? My bangs popping right now, but I be sitting in the house and no lashes on, skin, oily as fuck. I don't want to jump on my phone. Shout out to both these ladies
for hopping on the gram. No filter.
Right. I don't want to jump on my phone uploading a video, because at the end of the day, social media is a cruel place and they will point out your fucking flaws. And again, I don't like being embarrassed. So if somebody was to say, oh, this bitch ain't got her braces in today, them teeth fucked up, it's going to blow me. And then on days where these bitches hurt, I'm not putting them in today. I'm going to sit on my couch ugly. I'm not dropping no video. Whereas and in saying that, I have to learn, and I wish I would have learned it back then, and I probably would be bigger than what I am now on social media if I just stay consistent.
Yes.
My fans on there right now going crazy, like, where's Fact Friday, bitch? It's been 2 weeks. You ain't dropped a Fact Friday. But I'm a great veteran comedian, Corey Bell, shout out Corey, told me, she said, T, you stress yourself out with that shit, and it's okay to get a ass a break. You don't have to jump on this bitch every Friday and wreck your brain trying to come up with a funny fact for them to laugh. And when you got 7,500, I'm sorry, did I spit on your shoulder? Your elbow. She said when you got 175 fucking videos on YouTube and on Instagram, all they got to do, they want to see Fact Friday, they can go watch an old one from 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So
every show got seasons.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bring them shits back.
Again, it's a thing with being consistent. And consistency does not mean I have to drop something every day. I just need to drop content more.
Yep.
That's
something that I'm definitely learning, Jesus.
And you're out. Yeah. So back in the jokes in those days when you was hitting it hard, you was getting bumped.
Yes, because it was like, okay, you had 3 minutes, right? And I'm so thankful for those 3 minutes because I can go out of town right now and I'm like, yo, can I just get a guest spot? And they like, you got 3? Yes, absolutely, for sure. And I kill everybody else with their 10 minutes and 3. In 1 minute and a half, I'm killing
3 minutes in front of Mary, something different.
Yeah, it is. Because she used to give you the light. She used to be like, bloop. And you, like, back then, I'm like,
run
you
that light,
find
out what happened.
Boy, you'll never see that stage. I mean, like, we were so shook. But, like, I will never forget. Little Real is hosting. Marlon Mitchell is the headliner for that night. That was the big headliner. And I'm sitting in the back.
Shout out Marlon Mitchell.
Yes, friends doing the whoop whoop. But I'm sitting back there and they're all talking. They're over here. I'll never forget the shit. They're all back there. And I'm just sitting there like, man, I really want to go up. I hope I go up. And I was like 7. In walks D. Ray Davis. And I'm like, okay.
It's a wrap.
And then it was like
Toodles.
Somebody else came. It was like T. Murph had came in. M. Dubs had came in. And his brother Ronnie. And then it was like 2 other comics. Oh, Kelly Howard. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go up. It's not looking likely. And so I'm looking, it's like me, Niche, and we just sitting back there and we all like, yeah, this is not gonna happen. And they went up and it was crazy to see it. It was just like, this is insane. And then they was like, yeah, no, that list is closed. Like, we never heard any of our names after that. I was like, well, this was a really good night to hang out and drink. And then but it was just more so the consistency. So what I see with newer comics, like the 7 and down, they be like, what you mean I ain't gonna go up? What you mean I got bumped? They like, I'm funny as hell. And I'm like, yeah, but did you see that Corey Bell, T. Murph, motherfucking Darren Brown?
That's what happened.
We all in the building now. You're not gonna go up. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. But learn.
But
put your listening ears on.
But learn, and they don't. And I've noticed that a lot. Like, they just don't. And like, some of them get it. And it's like, okay, you see the ones that get it, they starting to be on flyers and they getting booked and they're getting better and they're asking questions and they learning. You were a good person to listen to, because something I would tell myself back then, and I would tell myself the same shit now. I stand on it. Everybody is not giving you advice for you to win. No. I had, when I first started doing comedy, your own advice. Facts.
I would be like, damn, these people really don't fucking like me. And for some of them, it wasn't that. It wasn't that they didn't like me. Some people, Lyssa, Corey, Niche, saw a potential in me. Like, T, you need to do this. You need to bring down the cocky and the arrogance and focus more on your delivery, how you elevate your voice, talking to, getting everybody's attention, that energy level. And then you had some people who use social media to bash us and us new comedians. Oh, that shit wasn't even funny. Y'all taking shit off the zone. Y'all only do this woo off the bam. Because I remember when Jokes and Notes, and it's gotten down to a point where I've had words with a comedian. I had to tell him, like, listen, what you're not doing, you're not hazing us. Like the comedians before us, they called them, they were just hazing them. It's all love, but it's just natural hazing. You're not hazing us. You're a fucking hater.
Yeah, you a bully.
Right. You think you a bully. Because I had to explain to him, and this was back then. I said, listen, I'm 32 years old, baby. I ain't no motherfucking kid. So you're not going to do, you're not going to talk at me. First of all, let's clear that up. Because let's be clear. I have a career in the nursing field. I'm supposed to be a nurse right now. A RN, supposed to be a nurse, but here I am doing comedy. So what you're not gonna do is talk to me crazy, because this shit don't have to pay my bills. That was the mindset that I had.
They know how many videos you were shooting on the job.
Right.
On company time.
But I'm like, shit, you're not gonna talk at me because you're somebody I don't want to take advice from. Because what it sounds like coming from you is some hating shit. It don't even sound like you are giving me constructive criticism. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So now here we are now, where I have people that's reaching out to me like, oh, T, what can I do? Do you have any advice for stand-up comedy? I always try to respond to those messages. Yeah. I don't really see all of them, but when I do see one, I don't give a fuck if it was sent 6 months ago. I'll respond to that message. And I try to tell them, like, listen, start dropping content on social media. Back then, comedians didn't have social media. This is how you get seen, on social media. Yeah. A lot of people be like, I don't upload my sets. Motherfuckers steal my sets off social media. Hey, listen, I don't give a fuck. That one set that I upload could be the set that'll get somebody from Def Jam, calling me like, hey, I seen you post a 3-minute video. on
this
YouTube.
Person send it to that person send it to who other
and in doing that, you always have to keep coming back with new shit. You have to keep writing. I didn't even know shit about writing comedy down. Don Ski was telling me when he first started me to doing comedy, he like, listen, do you write this stuff down or do you just go up there every week and say whatever it is you want to say? And I'm like, of course I go up. What am I writing it down for? I'm just talking my shit. I'm funny. My saying used to be, I'm not a comedian. I just say funny shit. And when I first started, I lie to you not. I heard Tiera say something similar, and she was shout out Tiera Terry, Queen of Chicago comedy.
Got a radio show coming out.
Do. I heard her say something like that. Like, I don't do comedy. I'm a realist. What I say just so happened to be funny. I'm like, damn, that's the same way I started, but I stuck with it. I mean, I changed it. I didn't stick with that because surrounding myself with my spiritual friends, they would be like, Tiera, what you say is what will come to be. So you cannot say I'm not a comedian. Yes, you are a fucking comedian. You weren't. I wasn't a comedian 5 years ago. I was just saying funny shit. Now I'm a comedian. I feel like I am a stand-up comedian. It took for Corey Bell, who is somebody that I look up to on this comedy scene, for her to tell me, for Leon Roch to say, yeah, you're a comedian now. Corey hit me up. She said, hey baby, I don't know what the fuck it was that humbled you, but I'm glad it humbled you because now you are a stand-up comedian.
Yes, absolutely.
To swing off of something you just said, right? So you was talking about doing shows in Detroit earlier. Now, if you doing a show in Detroit, you might talk about the Pistons or something like that, right? If you doing a show out south, you might talk about Harold's Chicken or whatever it is, right? So where you at, you're going to identify with your audience, right? Now, for a lot of and this is true on any side of town, any place you go, but I'm using the South Side in particular. For those cats that's still doing Def Comedy 96, black people dance like this, white people dance like that, right? Jokes. Now I watch your I've seen both of you ladies perform plenty of time. You incorporate a lot of music, you talk a lot about yourself and your experiences, and you're just overall funny. You yourself, I mean, you're not scared to go on the sexy side of things. You make up jokes, scenarios, you play off a lot of that. Now again, if you're in front of a black audience, you're going to be with the culture. If you're in front of whoever it is. For these folks that still doing the white guy voice with a tight ass and doing the don't you hate it when the white man blah, 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 blah.
It's all about growth and development, honestly.
I was just get out my brain.
For real, like dead ass, like
because it's happening.
Like
am I losing my mind?
No,
but like T was saying, right? It's about consistency,
no
right?
None whatsoever. Ain't a palm tree in sight.
Right.
Lord help us. T was saying it's about, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I hate y'all.
And because you do see it a lot, and it's like when they be so stuck back then, it's like what you been doing? Like you ain't been paying attention to nothing. I'm like every day, like I have a 14-year-old daughter, you know what I'm saying? So she'll tell me stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I've changed some of the stuff I say in my set to fit some of the stuff that people are saying now. I'm like, I'm young. I'm 33. She's 14. So we got a big ass gap. So some of the stuff that we used to say, they not saying no more, but they are saying different stuff now. So I'll throw that in, like my new opener, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm talking to my daughter, and she like, it's giving, and that is a thing right now. Everybody's like, oh, it's giving this, it's giving that, and all of that. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to work that shit. You got to, like, you have to change with the times. Yes. 11 years ago, we were still on, what was it? It was not TikTok yet.
MySpace.
Not
Black
MySpace.
Planet?
Nope. It was an app. It was giving us the little short videos. Who?
Oh, the Vine?
Zoom.
Yeah, Vine. It was Vine.
My
so
dumb ass said
had
Zoom.
I been thinking, I should have been on Vine doing my short videos, doing my jokes. I wasn't forward thinking yet.
Yeah.
So here I am still doing Def Comedy Jam type comedy. I'm going to the clubs and I'm performing for hopefully somebody to see me. And whole time the internet was taking its toll on change. Now all of a sudden you got these DC Young Flies and these niggas coming up and everybody's getting upset.
You was on cassette tapes,
like, you know what I'm saying?
iPad.
Like that was what I was doing because that's what I knew coming into comedy. It's like be on stage.
I think
didn't know.
Forced growth. I think forced growth is a real thing when it comes to comedy because during the pandemic, before the pandemic hit, I quit my job because I was like, I want my one and only source of income to be comedy. Boom, pandemic hit, and I'm on the internet, and then I'm like, bitch, go live. You're not doing nothing else. I saw somebody else. I saw a DJ do it, and they connected their Cash App. I'm like, let me just see.
I sure did.
How this work. Jumped on that bitch. I look up, it's 400 people, it's 500 people, it's 700 people, it's 2,000 people. And I'm like, all y'all on here, everybody send me $1.
Yep.
Connected my Cash App, and my shit was, I had to sign a set thing, you know, because it was constantly bing, bing, bing. People sending $5, people sending $10. I made more money in 1 year of the pandemic than I made in 2 years of doing stand-up comedy.
Yep.
That was
made
the
a lot of money during the pandemic.
I would, if I say the number to you, you'll be like, you lying.
You keep it, let my imagination run.
I'm telling you, I made that much money doing pandemic jokes on Instagram
every week,
and
every other day.
I didn't know that brought me haters, because now I'm sitting at home perfecting my craft to say online. I'm not even perfecting this craft because we didn't know when the fuck we was coming back outside. I'm telling you, I'm like, shit, this comedy shit over with. You know, I'm stand-up comedy. We not gonna be able to go outside for the next 7-8 years. This is the way I thought, because that shit had me terrified when it first hit.
And it did.
I caught COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I would much rather have chlamydia. That's why I was like, listen, give me the clap. I don't want COVID no more. COVID scared the fuck out of
Clap
me.
19.
I'm telling you.
Shoot me with penicillin, because this ain't it.
Hey, because I'm telling you, this shit is a wrap. I just knew we was not going to ever be able to come outside. And I was like, I got to figure out a way to get money, because not only was my source of income damn near shut down, but jobs were closing too. So it wasn't like I couldn't jump up and go get me a job.
Facts.
Because at one point in time, I refused to get the vaccination. I got it now. I'm fully vaccinated. But when it first hit, I'm like, I'm not, bitch. They're not finna stick the chip in me. That's the mark of the beast. I grew up in church. You got me fucked up, you know. But then I was like, you know, I'm gonna have to do it, because I got to get back out here in the medical field and work. That was really the only field hiring. The restaurants was closed. Everything was fucking closed. You couldn't drive Lyft. You couldn't do Uber. You couldn't really do shit. So,
Drive.
I'm telling you, that pandemic.
You was either gonna be a truck driver or a nurse.
Exactly. So comedy. I'm telling you, it's people frown upon, like these these older comedians, veteran comedians as we call them. Shout out all the vets in Chicago.
Yeah, shout out to the vets.
I fuck with all of them. Quite a few of y'all don't like me, and that's okay. I love y'all for whatever reason. Y'all don't like me, but I love y'all. But
she like, I'm fuck the princess. I'm the bad girl of comedy.
Right. And I ain't even. Lyssa said that. Y'all ain't hear me say that. That was Lyssa. I do not want to. Lyssa, you remember the other
Peace and love, bringing things together. Now we tearing them apart.
No, sir.
I'm finna get her leather jacket. It's gonna say, who bad?
Who's bad? That's gonna be my song every time I come out at a show. I'm coming out the Michael Jackson's bad. Goddammit.
They was gang fighting in bad while you was.
Lord. This comedy shit. These comedy streets is dangerous. Goddammit, they
so rough.
It's so treacherous. I could talk to these ladies for forever and a day. We gotta close this down before we get up out of here. I want to make sure that y'all know how to find both of them, even though they ain't hard to spot. I'm about to goddamn sue both of them to get my timeline back. I'm taking you to People's Court next.
Oh shit!
Hey, go ahead.
Let me get my little coins together.
Lisa Laird, if you wouldn't mind telling the people your socials, how they can find you, and what you got going on in the city with upcoming shows or what have you. Where they can find you.
My birthday is next month. So next month,
happy birthday!
Gemini and this bitch.
Gemini and this bitch. That's what I'm talking about.
Ooh, we can never fuck.
Gemini.
Oh, you do? Maybe it's possible.
No. Shout out my girl.
No, but my birthday show is at Laugh Factory. It's on May 20th. That's a Friday.
Oh, say that.
Yeah, it's at 11:30 at night. So we're gonna be busting. We're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be drunk as hell. We're not gonna know what happened. It's a lingerie comedy show, so it's gonna go crazy. But everywhere you can find me, all over. I'm always posting my shows. I try my best to make them my main profile picture on all my social medias, and people still be like, when is your next show? So fuck y'all. You can find me everywhere though. It's all one word. It's IAMLYSSA LAIRD. I am Lisa Laird over everything.
Yeah, you ain't got to look hard. She out there everywhere. Likewise for this young lady, if you would tell them where they can find you on the socials and what you got going on in the city. Anything upcoming?
Of course. So on Snapchat, I don't have that shit.
I'm about to say you doing the devil work.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Snapchat. But on Facebook and Instagram, Facebook fan page, Funnyass Tiera, Funnyass Tiera. Instagram is Funnyass Funnyass _Tiera. TikTok as well. Tiera so funny. I didn't even know that TikTok busts like that. Like my TikTok is fucking ridiculous right now. Every first and third Tuesday, I have an open mic comedy show that's not really an open mic because I prefer to pay the comedians. That try to get 3 comedians to come out at Windy City Ribs and Whiskey. That's 67.
Running that during the pandemic, by the way. Back right. in the barbecue side house. Allegedly. That was illegal at the time. Allegedly.
Right. Windy City Whiskey and Ribs. Again, 67 East Tarmac Road. And then every second and fourth Thursday, I'm at Scoreboard Sports Bar and Grill for my open mic comedy show at 7109 West Roosevelt Road. I have a big sold out. We sold 140 tickets for my second annual all-white Mother's Day Monday show,
outfit,
where Lyssa is booked, as well as a lineup of extraordinary female comedians, Just Niche, Latoya Stats,
fire.
Mo Good. Shout out my bitch Mo. I love you, baby.
Yes.
Shout out Mo
these
Good.
Hallis hoes.
And like Lyssa said, several other upcoming shows. We have Zanies. June 26th, we got the big show at the Rosemont Theater. Myself, Mo Good, T.I., Fat Joe, Tori Hart, Tommy Davidson, Tony Roberts, Red Grant, Flame Monroe.
Shout out Tony Roberts.
Yep, we got a lot of shows coming up, so I post them. I try to promote them as much as possible. I didn't know that my fans was like, "Hey, T, you need to do videos for your show drops because everybody don't see the flyer." And I didn't know that when I post the video is in more timelines instead of just that picture. So I'm gonna start doing drops, like video drops for my upcoming shows.
I'm learning a lot from both these ladies. Once again,
I'm gonna spit all over this baby arm. That's these braces, y'all.
It's all right. So this side ain't ashy. This side look like an ashtray. So once again, it's Mike Night. Follow, of course, Real Rap Podcast for more like this. This is one of a kind episode though. But make sure that you like, share, subscribing. Make sure that you following Mike Night at Mike Night Comedy on all the things, man. It has been Real Rap Podcast. Love y'all. I'm out. Peace.
And cut.
And rap. Cut and
Straight from the south side. Mike. I'm just so happy to be here right now. Real Rap Podcast.